right, so let's get started, guys. So let's look at the prerequisites. Yes, we need to have Jenkins up and running, and then we also need to have Slack notification plugin installed. Okay, and then we also need to go to slack.com, and then we need to create an account. I already have an account, but in your case, you'll have to sign up in slack.com and then create an account. And then you also need to create a workspace. So I will talk about that. And then we will create a channel, and then we will integrate that from Jenkins in order to receive notification from Jenkins after every build. All right, great. So now let's get started, guys. So this is our Jenkins running in AWS cloud. This is already configured, right? So this is what we have been using for all our past lab exercises. And then this is my Tomcat, which is up and running as well. Again, this is also running in AWS cloud. Okay, so now let's first check whether we have plugins configured. So let's go to Manage Jenkins, plugins. So since we are integrating with Slack, let's look for Slack. There you go. So this is the plugin that we have to install, Slack notification plugin. And of course, there are a bunch of plugins as well, but you can clearly see that they're all outdated. So let's use this one, which is kind of up to date, and you can also see the health as well. So let's click on this one and install this plugin. So obviously, right, the way Jenkins is going to integrate with Slack is using this plugin. All right, so the plugin got installed. Now let's see how we can configure a Slack plugin in Jenkins. So let's go to Manage Jenkins, go to System, and if you can scroll all the way down, yeah, there you go. You see here, so this is a section that we have to enter Slack information, right? So we need to know what is a workspace, we need to have a token or credentials, and then we need to know which channel that we are going to send notification. So all these things we have to configure. So in order to do that, we need to know the Slack information, right? So now let's log into slack.com. So if you see here, I have already signed up using my email address, and then I also have created something called workspace. So when I click on launch Slack, so you can see here, this is my workspace. Let's say if you are logging in into slack.com for the very first time, you'll have to create a new workspace, right? And then once you create the new workspace, and then that is how your dashboard is going to look like. Okay, so now our Jenkins is going to send a notification to Slack channel, right? So now let's say that you are working, in a company, and then you are part of, let's say, development team or DevOps team or operation team. So you wanted to get notification from Jenkins. So obviously you need to have a channel created. So like I said in the earlier lecture, so channel is nothing but it is similar to a group in WhatsApp, right? Where you can have your communication between the team members. So now let's go ahead and then create a new channel. Click on create channel, and then click on next, because obviously we want to create a blank channel. Click on next. So let me give some name to the channel, Learn DevOps 60 days. And then I want to make this as a private channel, because I don't want to make it as a public so anyone can access it. And then click on create. So now the channel got created, so you can start adding people to the channel, right? So basically, let's say you are part of a DevOps team or dev team or operation team, you can add all your team members over here. But for now, I'm going to just skip it. So it is just me. You can see here just one person, right? So that's it, right? So basically, I wanted to send a notification to this particular channel from our Jenkins. So now let's go ahead and then configure this channel. So click on the channel name and go to integrations. So please do understand, folks, so just like how we have installed Slack plugin in Jenkins, similarly in Slack, you'll have to add Jenkins app. So click on add an app, because we wanted to integrate with Jenkins, and then you can search Jenkins here, or you can also select this one, Jenkins CI. So click on view. Okay, so you'll have to add this app. So click on configuration, and then click on add to Slack. So now you can choose which channel that you wanted to post the message, right? So we did create this channel, Learn DevOps 60 days, right? There you go, click on add. Fantastic. So now if you see here, now Slack is kind of giving you the setup instructions that you have to follow in Jenkins. Okay. And you can see here, it says that in Jenkins dashboard, we have to go to manage Jenkins and then, add this plugin, which you have already done. And then, while configuring the plugin under configure system under manage Jenkins, we'll have to provide all this information. Okay. So let's just start customizing now. So if you go to, Jenkins under manage Jenkins system, and then, workspace, it is actually nothing but your team subdomain name. So let's copy that. Okay. And then it is asking for the credentials. So this is the credentials. Okay. So we need to create that as a secret text. So click on add Jenkins. So secret text. And then here I'm going to say Slack token added by Coach AK June 2025. Add. So make sure you give proper description so that you can easily select from the drop down. So this is what we have added. Fantastic. And then it is asking for the channel name. So copy the channel name. Fantastic. So now how do you verify whether your configuration is correct or not? All you have to do is click on the test connection. Wow, you see here? So now let's say that you made a typo on the channel name. You click on test connection, that is not going to work. So this confirms that your configuration is correct, isn't it? This is very really useful. Similarly, let's say you made a typo with your workspace name, which is nothing but what you created in Slack, right? You see here? If that is incorrect, it's not going to work, isn't it? So this is a good feature just to make sure that whatever your configuration is correct or not. Okay, fantastic. So now click on save and apply. Fantastic. So now our Jenkins have been configured in order to send Slack messages, right? So now let's go back to our job. So now let's go ahead and then pick up one of our existing job, or if you want, you can also configure new job as well, not a problem. So let me click on this particular job, click on configure and post bill action because we wanted to send Slack notification, right? So this comes as part of post bill actions and you click on add post bill action. Wow. See here, there are so many options that you can send notification from Jenkins into Slack. If you see here, there are so many ways you can notify, Slack channel. So based on the requirement, you can choose how you wanted to notify. So you want to notify for every time you are starting the build or every successful, right? Or let's say the job is not built. If you want to notify, again, based on the requirement, you can actually choose, right? So I want to notify for every failure. And then I also want to notify as soon as, the build is back to normal. So that's it, right? So that is pretty much over here. So before we click on submit, let's just make sure all of our URLs are working fine. So this is my Tomcat URL. Okay. Fantastic. I think everything is looking good. So now let me go ahead and then click on save. And by the way, this job has been triggered based on webhooks, but it's okay. I mean, I can also click on the build manually, not a big deal. Let me click on build now, just to make sure that our Slack integration is working fine. So wow, do you all see here? Did you all hear that sound? Yeah, look here, right? So first of all, it already, confirms to us saying that, the plugin have been configured, right? And then we also got a notification over here as well, the build started, build success. And then you can always, when you click on this link, it will always take you back to Jenkins, right? And then you can definitely see the build output or anything like that, right? So basically just think about this, right? Let's say if you are a developer, you are making code changes and then, as soon as you commit the code, the entire build is going to kickstart and then you are getting notified immediately right after the build is done, whether it is success or failure. So you don't even have to log into Jenkins just to see the, the status, right? You would be notified over here. And then if you wanted to troubleshoot, you can always click on open and then, you can go and check the respective Jenkins job, right? So yeah, so this is how guys, you can actually send push notification from Jenkins into Slack. So I hope this lecture was really useful. So now let's actually see how we can integrate Jenkins from a Slack channel. So let me show you in the next video.